Hey, ladies, how are you this morning? Welcome to our Business Members Spotlight, where every week a beautiful member of the group we come in. Welcome to our Business Members Spotlight. We've got an echo. We don't want an echo. Anyway, so every week we have one valued member of our group. We come and interview them, find out about them and their business and how they might be able to help you in yours or in your life. This week we have the amazing Lucia Peters, who is a business style coach. Hi, Lucia. How are you going? Good.
Hello, Ellie. I'm well, thank you. I've actually changed that. I've actually changed it to a business, sorry, a Facebook strategist. So so we've had a bit of a rejig over the time that I've been away, and because I'm pretty much into Facebook, we've kind of gone, she's a Facebook strategist. She helps people with their Facebook profile, getting seen, going from unseen to unstoppable. So, yeah.
I love that. Love it. So, Lucia, tell us how did you get into this? I know you, and I know. Tell everyone the journey that you've been on to get where you are.
So, Ellie, I've always been in retail, so I've always been in business since I was probably 15 years old. I've been in marketing. I worked for a radio station when I was very young, and that was my grounding in how to create content that related to people, like communication, conversation, that type of thing. So, the old days of DJs, I used to have to type up their content, and if it didn't sound good as they were talking, they'd come back to me and they'd be saying, this doesn't make sense. What about this doesn't make sense? How can you make it better? So that was my, as a 16-year-old, that was my journey into marketing, and how we communicate with people is super important. And I've always been in business retail. So I started as a footwear salesperson many years ago, and I've done that for probably 25 years. So being in retail is all about relationships, it's about marketing, and then it's about sales. So it's never about sales first. So my background was in retail, and I always knew, and I tell this story often, that the lady that would come in and try on a pair of shoes, I had to build that relationship with her, because if I didn't build that relationship with her, down the track, she would never purchase anything, right? So I needed to know my product, which is marketing, and building that relationship. So I really focus very much now in my business around relationships, marketing, and sales. And when probably about 5 years ago, I had a little accident that ladies have, fall on a hand and fracture a wrist. So I had to come out of the retail environment and find myself, create a business for myself again, because I could no longer do all the heavy lifting. And so I just went to the internet. As you do, you think, I'll just bring this baby to the internet. And what a journey it's been, right? It has been such a journey. I've had 3 coaches now that have taken me on this path of marketing, mindset, social media, but my passion is Facebook. I believe that Facebook is the place where we can grow so much in our businesses. Yeah.
I agree. And you and I both have a mutual love for Facebook.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, Lucia, I know that today you wanted to talk on something specific today, and share some really good, valuable information with our audience today. And you wanted to share some info on how pillars can support us in our businesses.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that for us, because
okay.
I'm really.
Right. So ever the coach, right? Ever the coach, ever the teacher.
Always.
So early in my journey, I realized that ultimately there has to be an outcome for our client. There always has to be an outcome for our client. If you come onto social media and you talk about yourself, people are just going to go, well, she's just into herself. She's not really into what outcome she's going to give me. So for me, I've always, like I said, relationships are so important, and it's about that other person. So understanding that when you create your pillars or your business pillars and your content pillars, that it is an outcome for your client. You've always got to relate whatever you do back to the outcome for your client.
Yes.
So what I teach now in my Global Business Academy is that when a person starts on their journey, they are relatively unseen. They might be, at that next level where they're posting, but not getting any engagement, right? So I have this process in my business because I can actually quickly identify where clients are in their journey when they come and talk to me about their businesses. So I've always said that creating your pillars is super, super important, because you start a client here and you take them on a journey. And Ellie, you know as well as I do that we've all started on that journey. We've started there and then we've come to this outcome, and we're still moving forward, but the outcome is that we're actually being seen. And that for my clients is their ultimate outcome, is to, unseen to unstoppable is my pillars. So I take them on that journey of being seen and empower them as we take them along. So I do have a PDF. If anyone's interested, just put pillars in the chat, and I can forward that to you. My VA is actually not here right now. She's in another interview, so we'll come back and we'll answer anyone that particularly wants the PDF, because it's got a lot of value.
And you know what I love? What am I trying to say? You and I align very, very much in our business.
Yes, yeah, very much.
We're very similar. And this is what I was saying to, we had a guest last week, Susie, and we were saying the same thing. So we do something similar in business, but we're collaborating together, and we're supporting each other in business. But what I love, how you're saying, taking people, you were guiding people through the pillars. What I love when I take people through my pillars is it's also helping them to recognize where they're at.
Yes.
And how they can actually take the action themselves. So as a coach, isn't it, it's fun to kind of guide them through.
Yeah, it's very empowering as a coach, and it's very empowering for the client, because the client actually can really then understand their personal journey, where they're at, but also if they've got clients, which is, ultimately that's what we are coaching them to be, as coaches themselves, they can identify their client's journey and where they're at. So it gives them a tool to use to identify where their clients are at. And for me, my biggest I guess desire is to support those newer clients, coaches, to help others, so that ripple effect just spreads out to everyone. So that's why I'm really I'm passionate about pillars. I think pillars to me are something that you base your entire business around. All of my content is based around that. Who I'm talking to, who I'm doing a webinar around, who I'm doing my business insights. Everything is based around where that client or coach is in their journey, that coach or expert. So yeah, base it all around that.
Absolutely. And there's something that you said before too, And as you said it, this is something honestly which I have had to grapple with in my business, and you know that. And it was, you said how when you're putting content out there, how you don't want to make it all about you, but sometimes in business, and you know, part of what I teach in business is that you need to be yourself. You need to put yourself.
Absolutely.
What would you say to someone who goes, well, I feel like I'm making it all about me?
Well, you have to be relatable, you know, resonating and being relatable and authentically you is what you need to present yourself as, because people want to, people don't follow, people follow people, right? So it's about that relationship again. So it comes back to that relationship and building that relationship. So it comes back to that always, you know, like those three topics that I said in the beginning: relationship, marketing, and sales. That's it's everything in life. We do it with everyone that we interact with, you know, like my daughter's in disability, but she still has to build a relationship with people. She still has to market, you know, the business, you know, how she helps, and then ultimately she's going to get a client that is the sales. So, you know, understanding that and not feeling guilty about being that person and showing up as that person is another, you know, truly authentic thing to do for your future clients as well. It's got to be about you, because you've been on that journey, right? You've been, you know, that person that's gone through imposter, that's gone through self-doubt, that's gone through all of those periods where, you know, your perfectionist has stopped you from doing anything. You procrastinate for, you know, months about, you know, just putting a masterclass together, for Christ's sake, you know. So, you know, so, you know, who hasn't procrastinated in their business? You know, we've all done it, but letting those other people, you know, the new clients that come on board know that that is human. We are human, but we're still in business. So, you know, there's that line in the sand that we actually draw and say, I'm coaching you to get you to the very best level you can be. So I have to sometimes be a little bit, you know, make them accountable. You know, may say things that they don't really like, but you know, it's drawing the line and just saying, look, if you want to be a success in this is how you do it.
And that's an interesting point too, isn't it? I mean, I know the journey that I've been on. Sometimes get to when we start in business, a lot of us, and I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of us will think, oh, you know, working for ourselves and running a business is going to be so much better than an employment situation. And then you actually get to the reality of it. You go, oh, wait, hang on. There's a lot more that I thought I had to do. And that is, I don't know, you've probably seen this in your clients, you know, because I see it in mine. That's when they go, oh, shit, I've actually got to put myself out there now on social media, but I'm just going to wait until I've done this. Or I'm just going to wait until I've studied that. Right?
That's it.
Procrastination, hiding.
Yeah, the procrastination. You know, they have an expertise, or they have a skill, and they want and desire, you know, the Y stack. They want and desire, but then, you know, you've got to really dig deep to get yourself out there. You know, like that's a task in itself in business, is being comfortable enough with yourself that, you know, no matter what, you don't pick yourself to pieces. You know, you don't compare yourself to others. You don't judge yourself. You just give it all, give it out there. You know, we could all judge, you know, people judge us no matter whether we're going camping with, you know, the group of nomads, or whether, you know, we're with family. People will always judge us. So why not do what you're passionate about, and why not do what you love, you know? So yeah, it's interesting you say what you say, Ellie, because so you can get into your head, into you.
Oh God, yes, absolutely. And this is, and a lot of the time, you know, it's where, like you say, we're so much in our head. We're the ones that are saying all these things, and we're convincing ourselves that other people are saying the same things.
Exactly.
You know,
People aren't worried. People don't care about you. They care about themselves. Like that is, oh look, that's retail sales 101. You know, people don't care about you. You're just the conveyor, kind of, you know, like they don't care about you and all that you do and, you know, all that. They just want an outcome. They just want an outcome to a pain or a problem. So when you really get that and then really stick to moving forward one step at a time, you know, taking whatever problem you solve and helping people with that, you forget about all that outside shit that comes in. I hope I can say that, but you know, all that rhetoric, you know, judgment, comparison, all of that comes up, you can kind of just suppress it because you know that you're helping, even if it's only one person, you're helping that one person just take that step forward. Yeah, so
and
you
that's
just do it because you're passionate about it.
and that's the thing. People feel the passion.
Yeah.
Like, like that kind of brings us back, you know, to what I was saying before is when, you know, when we just put ourselves out there as who we are,
Yeah.
people, you know, yeah, they'll resonate with you. But if you're speaking about what you do as you do, and I know you do, you speak about what you do very passionately, the right people are going to resonate.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know, you know, what it is. And I can remember feeling the same way when I started, right? Yeah, I can remember it very, very clearly. Oh, I don't know, you know, and it was all of these options were coming at me, you know. But had I stuck to the one thing, and I teach that as well in Global Business Academy, that if you stick to one thing for 1 year with one message, you will get to the outcome that you desire. But what happens is we get so distracted, and it's so easy to get distracted. You know, there's so many options. You get emails to offering this, and you know, you were talking about that before.
Oh yeah, literally, I woke up today to 2 emails and 3 messages, all people trying to just cold sell me stuff.
Yeah,
and not that there's anything wrong with that. That's their, you know,
yeah, that's how they do it. Yeah,
how they do it. But it was like, wow.
And you're going to find that more and more. I guess the landscape has changed. You know, Facebook has changed, the algorithms have changed, and as a strategist, I follow all of those changes really, really closely. You know, I'll work with my VA, or I'll go and do some extra training and find out, you know, just what other strategists have found out when it comes to the back end of algorithms, because there's so many changes happening so quickly. So, you know, when people
That's iPad.
there you go.
They put it.
I don't know. So please, I'm talking to Ali.
They put it.
Go and find it, please.
Real life people.
Oh, okay. This is what I deal with, guys, right?
This is from home, everybody.
And having a disabled daughter that's 42 and yeah, very demanding. But anyway, that's another story. So yeah, the landscape changes constantly, and that's why I focus on one platform, because if you try to focus on, you know, all these other different areas, like I said, if you focus in your business on that one thing, you are going to become passionate about it, because you become so good at it. You know, you'll get so good at it, you know, and that's where passion and purpose comes. It comes and builds from within. So you have to Yeah, I know. I got Lucias too. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen straight away. It's not something that's just there, you know. You might have a bit of a drive around it. You know, like I always thought, oh, I'll go and put my clothes on online, and they'll all sell for the $3,000 or $4,000, and it never happened, right? It it happened once, and then it never happened, and then it happened again. So it's that consistency of, that one message, that one focus offer. Global Business Academy, we've got our Attract Clients Now program. So that's one offer that I focus on. I do my business insights, I do my interviews. That's it in our business. But we strategically watch Facebook. So we post a lot in Facebook, and we understand how those algorithms are affecting engagement, because that's what you want. You want Facebook to suggest you and recommend you and everything else, right? So I've given you a few tips there, Ellie. So yeah, I hope people heard them. But yeah, algorithms and Facebook are ever changing. This year alone, and we're only in April, I think there's been about 5 changes, just in the algorithm and how, the engagement. And we work on the funnel. I know that you do the sales funnel. Facebook actually offers you the opportunity to have a funnel from your personal page through to, and it's just this working opportunity that they have given us, and that's why I am a Facebook strategist. I work with Facebook. So yeah,
I love that. Facebook.
That's where the passion comes, right? That's where the passion.
And as you're talking about it, I can feel your passion.
Yeah, it's just there. Yeah, just love it. Yeah, just like, I got to find out more about this shit.
I so get that. So you mentioned before, now I'm sorry, you've got an academy. Tell us
Yes.
about your academy.
So Global Business Academy is a school where we teach people how to grow Facebook, how to get seen. So taking them, like I said before, from unseen to unstoppable, taking them on that journey, and we have a 4-month program. So the 4-month program starts again in June, and we take people on how to optimize their profile. This thing, because many people have quotes on their profile pages.
Yeah.
And I must admit, if I get asked to be a friend of someone that's got a quote or a dog or a Eiffel Tower, I just let them sit there. So I don't friend them, because I want to see this. I want to see who I'm talking and building that relationship with.
Speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? You want to see real people.
It speaks for itself, Ellie, but there's so many that don't do it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. Yeah, and actually earlier in the week I did a couple of audits with people in their Facebook page, and said something very, very similar. So yeah, I do the same thing, because you want.
Yeah, it's.
Sorry, tell us. You're telling us about the academies.
That's all right. So yeah, we go through that process. Then we look at branding and how you can elevate your business with a logo, with a brand, brand colors. And if you go into Global Business Academy, Global Business Leaders, which is our group, you will see we have very strong colors. Like we've got the green, we've got the pink, and we've got the gold, and they are our branding. And I must admit, green just happened. It's an evolving thing. We were very pink, but now we have a group that is global. It is male and female, so we invite everyone into the journey. I actually have an interview with a evolution anthropologist today, so I'm so looking forward to that. So yeah, we take you on that journey of optimizing your Facebook profile.
Yep.
Then we take you on your messaging and how your messaging is so important, coming from that one offer. your 60-second pitch, or we call it your bumper sticker.
I love that.
The bumper sticker, because the bumper sticker just says that you know what you do in a very short space of time, and then more of the branding, content, how to create your content pillars, teach you all of that. And I'm trying to think what the other thing is. I guess it's just really the strategy that we put in place for growing your audience, and how that audience can turn into clients by you educating and teaching them in a group. So yeah, so that's the academy.
It sounds amazing, and I love the name. I just love the name.
I know. And that happened. I was driving up to Charters Towers 2 weeks ago. My body decided to say, no, you're not doing any more work, and got sick and put me in hospital. And after I got out of hospital, I just said, right, I'm going to step away. My beautiful VAs, they took over for me, and that's another story. Anyway, driving up there, just with the peace and the calm and the quiet, just all these downloads came in. The Global Business Academy came, the website came, everything came. It was just like, oh my God, it's all been sitting there, because all of your wisdom is here. It's inside you. You've got it. You are the expert. The people that are following and watching now, you are the expert. Nobody can do you like you. You are the person that people will love and attract you to you. And that's what you've got to understand and learn, I guess, as you go along. And so when all these downloads came, I couldn't do anything, but I took note and put it all down. And then now that I've been back, there's been just so many things implemented, like the just the finer details, so yeah.
Amazing that when you just, like you say, you just stop. Like I had something similar happen over the weekend. Like we've had 4 days off for Easter.
Yep.
Very rarely, I think probably most of us who run business can.
Yeah, just keep working. Yeah.
Very rare do we get 4 days off, but I just said to myself and my VA, no, we're going to take 4 days off. We're going to rest and recharge. And as I came back to work on Tuesday, I'd actually been saying to myself all weekend, I'm just going to take some quiet time and just wait for stuff to come to me. But I was, even in that quiet time, I was trying to force the stuff to come to me. However, come back to work on Tuesday, knew that I had to do stuff, and I'm just going to get into it. And all of a sudden, everything clicked. It was like, it was actually quite freaky, because everything just clicked, and my day just went and went and went, and it got better and better and better, and all these things started to fall into place. Anyway, I'm just bragging here. But it's so cool. And this is, I think, the thing that I'm trying to get at is that it is really just important, and we need to recognize as business owners when we do need to stop, when our body's telling us to stop, when our mind is telling us to stop. That's when the breakthroughs come often.
Yeah, absolutely. Next week I'm doing a business insights, and this is when you stop. You don't need to be in the business 24/7. You really need that space. I'm doing a topic around overwhelm, and our previous coach, or my coach, has always said that overwhelm is a choice. And it so is. It so is. When I listen to the language that people use when they talk about overwhelm, they put themselves into that space. So I'm going to be talking about that, because that's where I was before I went in my little 2-week escape. Was just in a like this big whirlpool of stuff, and I was getting nowhere and didn't recognize it, didn't listen. So we have to adapt our mindset to a new norm of work. And when, like you said, when you work for yourself, you don't you don't base it around what work used to be, but we do. We do. We go 9 to 5. I work 9 to 5. Now, that's when you've got you're working for an employer, right? Yep. You can work 1 to 6, or you can work 9 to 1. You know, you are the driver of your business. So if you only want to work 3 or 4 days a week, that's up to you. You know, so you put everything into place the way that you desire it. And I guess that's that mindset shift that we need to take as entrepreneurs, because we do still get into that rhetoric of I work 9 to 5, and you know, we don't need to. We can
or it's kind of like the opposite, and as business owners we see other business owners, it looks like they're working 24/7.
Yeah.
And so we think to keep up with them that we need to do the same.
We're comparing ourselves,
which is what I did. Oh, well, but hang on, this person who's very sick, but I see her working on the weekend, and man, she's always on that computer. She's always posting here, but we don't see what's in the background. That's a whole other topic anyway.
It is. It's a whole other topic. So my passion is content, though. Like, my passion is content, and giving my clients and their clients the outcome that they desire, because I think we all do what we do in this online space because we're passionate. And like I said, finding your passion comes with time. It just grows. It literally grows.
Absolutely. And so, Lucia, you also mentioned before about you had a free
PDF.
PDF that you were wanting to offer to our audience today.
Yep. So we've got a top tips for creating content that can go viral PDF. It's about, I think it's about 15 pages. It's quite a lengthy one. But there's some really good tips in there if you really digest what I'm saying in the PDF. And yeah, just pop in the chat pillars, and we will send it to you. We'll
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, ladies. There you heard it. Pop the word pillars in the chat, and they will send that amazing PDF to you, ladies. Lucia, I could talk forever with you.
I know, we can. That's what happens.
You know, we can't, unfortunately. Thank you so much for coming today. I love hearing about our wonderful members, and you have shared a lot of valuable information today, ladies. So feel free to go back and watch the replay. If you are watching the replay, pop #replay so we can both come back and see your comments.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Lucia. It's been
awesome.
All right, love it. We will see you again next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.